Okay, here we are. The holidays are upon us. Like it or not, we are finding ourselves here. And I know, as well as anybody, what this time of year brings for everyone. I know how much extra support everybody may need in de-stressing, certainly, maybe having no stress, keeping our sanity, and maybe, if you can imagine, even enjoying this glorious time, or what is supposed to be a glorious time. But I do know how many things are activating about this time of year. The demands on us go up. We have more to do. The hustle is happening. We have all kinds of interactions with friends and families. And so, for all the different reasons, it's tough and it's challenging. And so, we need extra support. Here we are in our 5-step process. So, this is your holiday rescue. If you maybe go through these steps, go through them slowly, we'll talk about them really quick and see what they can do for you. Something to keep in mind, busy and stress are not the same thing. We can be really busy and we don't have to feel stress. Stress is an internal reaction to an external circumstance. So, my idea here is apply these 5 steps, go through them multiple times, even, and really try to gauge what's happening and why we're getting so triggered and stressed about this. Step number 1, assess and take a good look at what you have on your plate. Are there things that you could pause until January? Are there things you could delegate? Are there things you can just take off your plate altogether? And maybe they're outdated and we're just in the habit of doing it. Maybe they just don't need to be done anymore, right? So that's the first step is really take inventory and go through what do I have going on here? What am I doing? Do I need to be doing it? Can someone else be doing it? Um, and just, explore options. It's just brainstorming. It's not changing anything yet. It's really just getting outside of your typical line of thinking, getting outside of autopilot and exploring maybe there's some alternatives, entertaining the possibilities of something else. We already know that there's going to be extra stuff. We know that there's going to be more asked of us, there's going to just be more to do. And so we can really be proactive here by doing this assessment, going through these steps, and taking some things off our plate, at least for now, while we incorporate these new and extra things. So we're not adding to an already full pile. Step 2, learn the art of saying no. It is a beautiful thing to be able to do. And I know most of us, a lot of us have trouble with that. Maybe most of us, I don't know. Most of the people I talk to have trouble with that in some way. And it really is an art form. I tend to watch and really admire and understand people who are really good at doing that. A lot of times we anticipate it's going to be conflictual. People are going to react poorly. They're not going to like it. And that can be true sometimes. There's definitely truth in that. That doesn't mean it's the wrong answer. Our delivery certainly matters. We don't have to just go around no, no, no to everybody. We can really be more authentic and we can be more honest. I don't have the space for that right now. I don't think I'm the best person for that. There are lots of really delicate and beautiful and graceful answers that we can give to people. Or even more importantly, we could just say, I'm not really sure. Let me think about that. Give yourself a pause and give yourself time. The answer may end up being a yes, but it very likely will end up being a no. You do not have to be on the spot to answer anything. It is a perfectly reasonable thing in 99.9% of circumstances to say, let me just sleep on it. Give me a little time to think about it. I'll consider it. However you want to say that, you don't have to be impulsive and you don't have to be pressured into giving a yes. Because when we do that, what happens? We immediately regret it right after or the next day, or when the time comes to do whatever it is we agreed to do. We're like, oh my God, why did I say I was going to do this? So just think ahead. take some time and give yourself a moment to process. On the spot, we can't process. We don't have that. I mean, usually, we need to consider all the different aspects of it and what's affected by it. So that's something to really look at. And also notice if you're having a lot of resistance to being able to say no. Why might it be so difficult to set boundaries? What is it that's getting in the way? Am I afraid people are going to be mad at me? Do I have something going on where I want to make everyone happy, even if it's at my own expense? And that really is something to look at. And if, be really honest, be discerning. And if that's a real struggle for you, I think that's worth maybe talking to somebody about, having either a therapist or another professional or a really good sounding board who is going to be honest with you, to really talk out what is that about if you're not allowed to take care of you too, or you're not allowed to turn people down. Number 3, freshen up. Find a fresh new perspective. Everything can be looked at in an infinite amount of ways. Everything. There's not just one way to see something. We all have our respective ways of looking at things. We can step back and we can entertain more of those other perspectives, more alternatives, more options. But we have to stop. We have to step back. We have to zoom out and we have to really consider, could there be other ways to look at this? We can talk to people, but we don't want to rely too much on other people's opinions and other people's perspectives. We really want to make sure that if we're doing that, it's really just for information gathering purposes. For the most part, you can do this pretty independently, where you can do that zoom out. We're all multifaceted. We all have this capability to entertain different ideas and different possibilities. So it's not what you're doing, it's how you are approaching it. So what you think and feel about everything is everything. It's not that I have to do this thing. It's that I feel that I have to do this thing, or I'm thinking, oh, I have to do this thing, rather than, oh, I get to do this and this will be really fun, or how could I make this really great, or this is going to feel really good even though I'm tired. So really taking that zoom out approach and that alternative perspective will help to understand what those thoughts and feelings are. Otherwise, we're too immersed in it and we can't see it and it's not clear to us. So we have to have that step back to really get the full picture. Okay, what am I feeling about this? Or every time I do this, or every year this person asks for this, and how does that feel to me? Is there another way to look at it? And that will determine everything. It's not about so much whether you do the thing or not, it's how you think and feel about it. So you really have to get clear on that. And the zoom out is the only way to really gain that more objective view as much as we can. Know what your state of mind is, and also checking in, what is this doing to my stress levels? How is this impacting me in that kind of way? And is that something that I need to take a look at? Reassess. Here's your checks and balances. You go back to the first step a little bit, but you kind of take a next view. Now you've had some time, you've gone through a couple of steps, and you can really explore, all the small moments. Or are there things I could be appreciating about this task to make it feel better, but I haven't been? Or, really just knowing what your thoughts and feelings are. And if there are any that are just undesirable, they're not the kinds of thoughts and feelings you want to be having, they're negative, they don't feel good, or they're heavy, then, is there a reframe that you can make? Is there a way that you can adjust this with that fresh perspective? Or do I really just need to make a change? So here you're getting closer to getting that clarity to decide. So we need the clarity before we make a decision about a yes or a no answer, if we take something off our plate or not. And now we can really get to a better place of feeling good about our decision and feeling like, yes, this is the right decision for me. I'm sure about how I feel and think about this. I'm sure about the fact that it's not serving me, it's depleting me too much, and then I don't have enough energy or enough in my tank to do all the things that really do need my attention. And also another good question, is this really my responsibility to do? Sometimes we can be fiercely independent and we can think that it's our job to do all of the things. And the truth is, it really never is. So can we ask that question and give an honest answer to ourselves? Is everyone better served if I take this off my plate because I'm not overly stressed? Because when I get overly stressed and overwhelmed, guess who gets the brunt of that? Everyone around me. So would I be actually helping myself, of course, and everyone around me by keeping my stress levels down, by not freaking out, by not getting overwhelmed or overly anxious and worrying about too many things? And everyone can feel better as a result. Is this serving me and others? Is the big question. Is this really, and it has to be mutually beneficial in some way. Even if it's I'm giving, but it feels really good to be doing that, that's mutually beneficial. Doesn't have to mean both people receive something other than feeling good. If it feels good, that's mutually beneficial. If it doesn't, if it feels depleting, it feels demanding, it feels too much, that's a hard no. And most importantly, step 5, which I put at 5 because I want to make sure it's um, used before a decision gets made. But my suggestion is do it at the beginning, in the middle, maybe in between each step, and certainly at the end. Before a final decision is made, just breathe. 3 to 5 deep breaths can make a world of difference. It can start to bring your nervous system back into balance. It can get everything recentered. And what you really want to do is you want to look around. You want to take a look around. Stop, look around, recenter yourself, breathe, and even find little bits of gratitude or, dare I say, joy in the moment you're in the things that you're looking at, and see what you can do there. So, this is the time. This is the time in the world to try different things. Things are moving and shaking and changing at such a rapid pace. We need to be changing along with it. It feels good right now to make these changes. Most of us, been wanting these changes for a very long time, and we feel trapped and we don't know how to get out of it. This is how you get out of it. You do these 5 simple steps. You really look at what you can do a little bit differently. It doesn't even have to be major stuff. Little things go a long way. You don't have to do some big, grand gesture. You can do a series or handful of little things, and it will make a world of difference. I would love to hear about how everyone does with this, how you're moving through it, questions you have if you're going through it, and what kind of benefit you notice from it. So I wish you all well. Happy holidays to you all. See you soon. Bye.